Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Tanvi Taneja and with me is Aditi Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with the Chief Ministers of all states and union territories tomorrow and the day after. Home Minister Amit Shah says the government will take all necessary steps to check the spread of COVID-19 in Delhi. ICMR recommends the use of rapid antigen test kits for faster diagnosis of COVID-19 in containment zones in combination with the RT-PCR test. India asks Pakistan to return two of its Islamabad-based officials to the Indian High Commission immediately. And Railways transports more than 60 lakh migrants to their home states through over 4,000 Shramik special trains. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with the Chief Ministers of all states and union territories tomorrow and on Wednesday at 3 p.m. He will interact with them through video conferencing. Tomorrow, the Prime Minister will interact with 21 states and union territories. These include Punjab, Assam, Kerala, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh, Chandigarh, Goa, Manipur, Nagaland, Ladakh, Puducherry, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Sikkim and Lakshadweep. On Wednesday, the Prime Minister will interact with 15 states and union territories, namely Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Karnataka, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Telangana and Odisha. Our correspondent reports that Mr. Modi held a detailed meeting with senior ministers and officials, including Home Minister and Health Minister, on the 13th of this month to review India's response to COVID-19 pandemic. The meeting assumed significance in the wake of the rising number of coronavirus cases in the country. This will be the 6th meeting of the Prime Minister with the Chief Ministers since the announcement of nationwide lockdown in March. Home Minister Amit Shah has said NDA government will take all necessary steps to check the spread of COVID-19 in Delhi. Chairing a meeting of all political parties in Delhi on the COVID-19 situation in the national capital, Mr. Shah said everyone has to stand united under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in this fight against the pandemic. The Home Minister informed the all-party meeting of key decisions taken during a meeting convened by him yesterday. He appealed to all political parties to ensure that decisions are implemented in earnest at the ground level. He called on the parties to mobilize their party workers to help implement the decisions taken by the centre for the welfare of people of Delhi. He appealed to all parties to rise above political differences in the interest of people. He said political unity will create confidence among the public and lead to improvement in the pandemic situation in the capital. The Home Minister said COVID-19 testing capacity has to be improved with newer techniques. The meeting was attended by Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party, Adesh Gupta, Delhi State President of the BJP, Anil Chaudhary, State President of the Congress, and the representative of the BSP. Leaders attending the meeting gave proposals regarding the fight against COVID-19 and assured full support to the central government, Delhi government, and the 3 municipal corporations of Delhi. Home Minister Amit Shah paid a surprise visit to Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital in New Delhi today to review arrangements related to COVID-19. During the review meeting, Mr. Shah directed the Delhi Chief Secretary Vijay Dev to install CCTV cameras in corona wards of every corona hospital so that there is proper monitoring and problems of patients can also be resolved. Mr. Shah also directed the Delhi Chief Secretary that backups for canteens supplying food should also be established so that in case there is an infection in one canteen, patients can continue to get food without disruption. Mr. Shah also directed that psychosocial counselling of doctors and nurses engaged in their service to humanity through the treatment of corona patients should also be done. He said this will ensure that they are not only physically fit but are also psychologically fit to fight the pandemic.
Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, has recommended the use of rapid antigen test kits for diagnosis of COVID-19 in containment zones and healthcare settings in combination with the RT-PCR test. The kits will allow faster diagnosis without laboratory examination. Rapid antigen test kit is a rapid chromatographic immunoassay for qualitative detection of specific antigens to SARS-CoV-2. It has been developed by a South Korea-based company. ICMR said in an advisory that suspected individuals who test negative for COVID-19 by rapid antigen test should be tested sequentially by RT-PCR to rule out infection, whereas a positive test should be considered as a true positive and does not need reconfirmation by RT-PCR test. A report.
The standard Q COVID-19 AG detection can be interpreted as positive or negative after 15 minutes of putting the sample into the well by appearance of test and control lines, which can be read with a naked eye, requiring no specialized equipment. The maximum duration for interpreting a positive or negative test is 30 minutes. After that, the test strip should be discarded. In view of its high specificity while relatively low sensitivity, ICMR recommends the use of standard Q COVID-19 AG detection assay as a point-of-care diagnostic assay for testing under containment zones and healthcare settings in combination with the gold standard RT-PCR test. ICMR has said that the standard Q COVID-19 AG rapid antigen detection test has a very high specificity, that is, the ability to detect true negatives. With Anand Kumar, Suparna Saikya, AIR News, Delhi.
Union Health Ministry has said that the recovery rate from COVID-19 infection has improved further and it has now reached 51.08%. The ministry said during the last 24 hours, 7,419 COVID-19 infected persons were cured and so far a total of 1,69,797 such persons have been cured from COVID-19. It said the recovery rate indicates that more than half of positive cases have recovered from the disease. Currently, 1,53,106 active cases are under medical supervision. The ministry said ICMR's testing capacity for detecting novel coronavirus in infected person is continuously being ramped up. The number of government labs has been increased to 653 and private labs has been increased to 248, taking the total number to 901. In the last 24 hours, 1,15,519 samples were tested. The total number of samples tested thus far is over 57.74 lakh. Even as Maharashtra continues to battle coronavirus, the state government is leaving no stone unturned to revive the economy. The state government today signed Memorandum of Understanding MOUs with 12 global corporations from USA, China, South Korea, Singapore and India. Some of the prominent companies investing in Maharashtra include Great Wall Motors Company, API Motors, United Phosphorus and Exxon Mobil. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
The MOUs worth 16,100 crore rupees were signed for various developmental projects in information technology, IT-enabled services, automobile, oil and petroleum, chemicals, logistics and food processing sectors. The state's Industries Department has informed that about 40,000 acres of land has been earmarked for these projects. The Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation will develop the physical infrastructure so that these companies can start production at the earliest. State Industries Minister Subhash Desai has further announced the establishment of a labour bureau wherein local candidates will be selected and trained for employment in these upcoming industrial units. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today approved a set of standard operating procedures for reopening of schools. While all the schools in the state will have to begin imparting online education for the first few months, classroom teaching can begin for secondary and higher secondary students from July in areas where not a single COVID case has been reported for at least a period of 1 month. Nisha Rani, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Madhya Pradesh, the state government has postponed the graduate and postgraduate examinations due to the prevailing COVID-19 situation. Graduate exams were to be held from June 29th to July 31st, while PG exams were scheduled from tomorrow to July 31st, both conducted by the State Higher and Technical Education Department. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that there has been a significant improvement in curbing the spread of COVID-19 in the state. A report.
Officials informed that all COVID-19 parameters in the state have improved significantly. Now, active cases have been only 2,666. The doubling time of cases in the state has increased to 34.1 days, while the recovery rate has gone up to 71.1%. Madhya Pradesh stands second in the country in terms of recovery rate after Rajasthan. Madhya Pradesh reported 10,802 COVID-19 cases so far and 459 deaths due to the disease. A senior health officials informed that Indore ranked 7th among the 15 cities most affected by COVID-19 in the country, but the state capital Bhopal, which was earlier in the list, is not among them now. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Jharkhand, intensive medical screening cum testing campaign will begin from June 18th in all districts of the state to identify the symptoms of COVID-19 in patients aged above 40 years and suffering from various other diseases such as diabetes, blood pressure, respiratory problems and cholesterol. Principal Health Secretary Dr. Nitin Madan Kulkarni today briefed the media that necessary instructions have been given to all 24 Deputy Commissioners of the districts to carry out the medical screening process between June 18th to June 25th. Meanwhile, another death of an 80-year-old person has been reported today in Ranchi from COVID-19, taking the total figure of deaths in the state to 9. So far, 1,767 positive cases have been confirmed in the state, out of which 1,477 migrant labourers have been tested COVID-19 positive who have returned from red zone areas. Maximum percentage of patients have been detected from migrants returning from New Delhi. Bringing a sigh of relief, 58 more patients have recovered and have been discharged from hospitals today in Ramgarh, Kodarma and Pakur districts. Recovery rate in the state has improved to 54.49%. In total, there are 795 active cases in the state and 963 people have been discharged after treatment.
The Tamil Nadu government has announced a full lockdown in Chennai and its adjoining areas from coming Friday till the end of this month. In a statement, Chief Minister Edappadi Pallaswamy has said that shops will be allowed to operate from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. during the full lockdown. He also announced a dole of 1,000 rupees each for all the families with ration cards living in the region where the full lockdown is to be implemented. The various unorganized Labour Welfare Board members will also be given a relief of 1,000 rupees each to help them during the time of the full lockdown. More from our correspondent.
The full lockdown from 19th to the 30th of this month is prompted by the surging new cases of COVID-19 in Chennai and its suburbs, falling within Chengalpattu, Kanchipuram and Tiruvallur districts. The members of the state medical experts team on the pandemic were consulted by the Chief Minister this morning in Chennai, which was followed by a meeting of the state cabinet. Later, the statement was issued by him in which it is said that there would not be any relaxations from the full lockdown on the 2 forthcoming Sundays, except for medical emergencies, to avoid unnecessary crowding. However, the regulations for the inbound trains and flights have not been altered. Central and state government offices are allowed to function with 1/3 of their total strength. In containment areas, all the permissions for business and industrial activities remain cancelled. The fresh stretch of full lockdown is expected to reduce the intensity of the chain of disease spread in the worst affected region in the state. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
The total COVID-19 infection in Tamil Nadu has risen to 46,504, with 1,843 new cases confirmed today. A media bulletin issued by State Health Department says the new cases included 1,415 in Chennai alone. 1,138 people returned back home after recovery and the active caseload remains at 20,678. Meanwhile, 44 others succumbed today to the disease, taking the toll to 479.
Karnataka state government has decided that 8,000 task forces will be set up at the booth level to survey and identify people vulnerable to the pandemic. Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa announced this today after reviewing the surge in COVID cases in Bengaluru. It was decided in the meeting to make 7 days institutional quarantine compulsory for people coming from Maharashtra and 3 days for those coming from Chennai and Delhi. Out of over 7,000 cases in the state, 4,386 are those who came from Maharashtra and 1,340 are their primary contacts. Chief Minister informed that Mask Day will be observed on Thursday to create awareness about preventing the pandemic. More from our correspondent.
A 1 kilometer long walk will be organized across the state on Thursday to create awareness about prevention of the pandemic. The Chief Minister said 93% of active cases in the state are now asymptomatic. He noted that mortality rate in the state is 1.2% as against the national average of 2.8% and recovery rate is 56.5% as against national average of 51%. Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar has informed that state government will fix treatment charges for COVID-19 in private hospitals. He informed media persons in Bengaluru today that action will be taken against private hospitals charging exorbitant medical charges for treating COVID patients. He also informed that they plan to hold talks with central government to include COVID treatment under medical insurance policy. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Kerala continues to report a rise in COVID cases with 82 new positive cases and 1 COVID death today. A report.
The test result of the 67-year-old hailing from Thiruvananthapuram who passed away last Friday turned positive today, taking the death toll due to COVID in Kerala to 20. The state currently has 1,348 active COVID cases. Bringing great relief, 73 persons recovered from the disease today. A total of 1,174 patients have recovered from the illness so far in the state. Meanwhile, under Vande Bharat mission, 4 flights carrying nearly 700 stranded Indian nationals from Bahrain, Doha, Kuala Lumpur and Abu Dhabi will arrive in Kerala today. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
In view of the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's International Yoga Day on 21st of June will be celebrated on digital media platforms and there would be no mass gatherings. This year's theme is Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. Ministry of Ayush has also appealed to the people to join the world for the yoga performance on the occasion of 6th International Day of Yoga on 21st of June at 7 a.m. from their homes. It said people should prepare for the yoga performance according to Common Yoga Protocol CYP. Ministry of Ayush, in association with Prasar Bharati, is also organizing a daily telecast of the Common Yoga Protocol on DD Bharati. The protocol sessions are being telecast daily in the morning from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. The half-an-hour session will cover all the major aspects of the Common Yoga Protocol. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with the Chief Ministers of all the states and Union Territories tomorrow and the day after. Home Minister Amit Shah says government will take all necessary steps to check the spread of COVID-19 in Delhi. ICMR recommends the use of rapid antigen test kits for faster diagnosis of COVID-19 in containment zones in combination with the RT-PCR tests. India asked Pakistan to return 2 of its Islamabad-based officials to the Indian High Commission immediately. Railways transports more than 60 lakh migrants to their home states through over 4,000 Shramik special trains. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने साथ अपनों का ध्यान रखो, बड़े बुजुर्गों का तुम ध्यान रखो, तो बात करो, कुछ मदद करो, कोरोना के चलते याद रखो, घर की सफाई ना भूलना, हाथों को धोना मत भूलना, सुरक्षित दादा दादी नाना नानी अभियान, अपने साथ अपनों का ध्यान.
Pakistan Charge d'Affaires Syed Haider Shah was summoned to the Ministry of External Affairs and day-marched on the reported arrest of 2 officials of the High Commission of India in Islamabad, as reported in the Pakistani media. Sources said the day-march to the Pakistan Charge d'Affaires made clear that there should be no interrogation or harassment of the Indian officials. The responsibility for the safety and security of the concerned diplomatic personnel lay squarely with the Pakistani authorities. The Pakistan side was asked to return the 2 officials along with the official car to the High Commission immediately. India reached out to Nepal for talks recently amid the ongoing border issue, but there was no response from the Nepalese side. Sources said the onus is now on the Nepal Prime Minister, Mr. KP Sharma Ole, and his government to take positive and concrete steps to create conducive atmosphere for dialogue. Sources rejected Nepal's contention that India did not respond to its proposal for talks on boundary issue. They said India always responded positively on talks with Nepal and reached out recently just before they passed the amendment bill in the lower house. They said it is clear that the new map of Nepal is a tool for political gain, as it is neither supported by facts nor evidence. Sources said the release of new map by Nepal is an attempt to politicize the boundary issue.
Railways has transported more than 60 lakh migrants to their home states through 4,450 Shramik special trains. Briefing reporters in New Delhi today, Railway Board Chairman Vinod Kumar Yadav said most of the migrant workers have reached their home destinations. He said very few migrants are left to be sent back. Mr. Yadav said Railways is coordinating with state governments and has written a letter to chief secretaries to take the remaining workers home as well. He said Railways has been able to accommodate almost all the requests received from the sending states till date. The Chairman Railway Board said 5,231 coaches have been converted into COVID coach care centres. He said 50 railway coaches have already been deployed in Delhi for COVID-19 patients. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman chaired a meeting through video conference with officials of major private banks and non-banking financial companies today to ensure effective rollout of emergency credit line guarantee scheme. She stressed on the need to extend uninterrupted liquidity to Indian micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, in this difficult time. Last week, Ms. Sitharaman held a meeting with heads of public sector banks and took stock of the total sanctions being made under the emergency credit facility extended by the government. Under the Atmanirbhar Bharat package, government announced 3 lakh crore of collateral-free loan support to MSMEs and other stressed companies. As last reported, over 30,000 crore loan has been already sanctioned under the scheme. Secretary Department of Financial Services, Debashish Panda, was also present in the meeting. In Gujarat, as many as 14 aftershocks, including an earthquake of 4.6 magnitudes, were experienced in Kutch district today afternoon, a day after a major earthquake hit the area. Officials said no casualty or damage to property was reported. A scientist from Gandhinagar-based Institute of Seismological Research, ISR, told PTI that the epicenter of earthquake was reported 15 kilometers NNE or Bachau. Our correspondent reports that several houses in Kutch and adjoining places developed cracks on the walls.
The Central Bureau of Investigation has issued alerts to all states and UT police agencies based on the inputs received from Interpol relating to online advance payment scams and use of methanol for counterfeiting hand sanitizers. The agency said such scams involve instances of criminals approaching as vendors of PPE and other protective equipment suppliers related to COVID-19 pandemic and entering business transactions with clients online. CBI alerts said after receipt of payment via bank transfers, these fraudulent vendors do not make any delivery of items. The CBI has also issued an alert based on inputs received from Interpol of instances in other countries of use of methanol for preparing spurious hand sanitizers. Instances have been reported in other countries where, due to huge demand for hand sanitizers during COVID-19 pandemic, use of methanol was detected to produce counterfeit hand sanitizers. Our correspondent reports, methanol can be highly toxic and dangerous for the human body. Corona infection has changed the human life worldwide and its impact is quite visible on day-to-day life. It has also changed the way people worship. At Kashi Vishwanath Temple in Varanasi, the number of devotees visiting the world-famous temple has reduced phenomenally, while there is a long waiting for online puja, which started recently. We have a report.
3 months back, per day, thousands of devotees from across the world used to visit the famous Kashi Vishwanath temple at Varanasi. Now, post-lockdown, the numbers have reduced to merely 900 to 1000 per day and almost all of them are local. On the contrary, there is waiting for online puja which was started by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath few days back. CEO of the Kashi Vishwanath temple, Vishal Singh, told AIR that devotees from across the globe have queued for the online Mahamrityunjay Jap and Rudra Abhishek and slots are full till 30th June.
पूजन अर्चन की जो विधि है उसको पूरे विश्व में कोई भी श्रद्धालु बुक कर सकता है। इस व्यवस्था की शुरुआत की गई और इसमें जो पूजन के रेट रखे गए हैं वो वही है जो पहले ट्रस्ट द्वारा निर्धारित थे। पोर्टल से या ऐप से अपनी पूजा बुक कर सकता है।
Although number of devotees visiting the famous temple are less in numbers, but all precautionary measures are being taken by temple administration to avoid spread of corona. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In our series, Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. S. Rajeshwari, Department of Anesthesiology, AIIMS, has advised the people to stay at homes and maintain hand hygiene.
We have seen that there is a severe shortage of ICU facilities in the most developed of countries. And in order that we do not face the same calamity in our country, it is vital that we do not stress the health system by becoming more sick and bringing more patients. And for this, I urge that you must stay at home and must maintain hand hygiene to reduce the number of patients coming into the hospital.
Dr. Purva Mathur, Professor, Lab Medicine, AIIMS, has said that social distancing is very important to check the spread of virus.
The coronavirus spreads by droplets when a person coughs or sneezes. These droplets do not travel beyond 1 meter, and that is why it's important to maintain social distancing.
The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program today, will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. A.K. Varshane, Senior Physician from RML Hospital, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by #AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
In business news, equity benchmark Sensex today plunged 552 points, dragged by heavy losses in financial stocks amid concerns over a second wave of coronavirus infections. The rupee weakened to trade beyond 76 rupees per US dollar. A report.
After sinking over 857 points during the session, the 30-share index settled 552 points lower at 33,229. Similarly, the NSE Nifty tumbled 159 points to close at 9,814. The rupee today depreciated 19 paise to a more than 6-week low of 76 rupees and 3 paise per dollar as weak domestic equities and sustained foreign fund outflows weighed on investor sentiment, and crude oil prices slumped as new coronavirus infections hit China, Japan and the United States. In intraday trade, Brent crude prices were trading around $38 per barrel, while US crude prices were at $36.40 per barrel. Kamal Saxena with Sanjeev Kumar Singh for AIR News.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital will witness minimum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and maximum 41 degrees with partly cloudy sky. Mumbai will witness generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Minimum and maximum will be 25 degrees Celsius and 31 degrees Celsius respectively. In the south, Chennai will see generally cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 30 and 41 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature in the metropolis will be 27 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 31 degrees. Chandigarh will witness partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature in the city will be 29, while maximum will be around 39. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 24 and 35 degrees Celsius with possibility of thunderstorm with rain. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature will be 25 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 35. The city will face generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Bhopal will witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The minimum temperature in the city will be 25 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 35. Patna will witness generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Minimum temperature in the city will be 26, while maximum will be around 34 degrees. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 25 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while maximum will be around 41 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 15 and 34 degrees Celsius with mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Muzaffarabad, the city will witness minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, while maximum temperature will be around 38 degrees Celsius with mainly clear sky. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be 14 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 31 degrees. The city will face mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. And now, before we end the bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with Chief Ministers of all states and Union Territories tomorrow and the day after. Home Minister Amit Shah says the government will take all necessary steps to check the spread of COVID-19 in Delhi. ICMR recommends the use of rapid antigen test kits for faster diagnosis of COVID-19 in containment zones in combination with the RT-PCR test. India asks Pakistan to return 2 of its Islamabad-based officials to the Indian High Commission immediately. And Railways transports more than 60 lakh migrants to their home states through over 4,000 Shramik special trains. And for details of these stories and more, you can always log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the evening news.